Welcome back to Footballology. So we already have our superstar. We know who our leading actor is going to be. We know what the director is going to do in his job and everything like that. Now it's time to build the rest of the cast and the rest of the people around our superstar to really kind of pull this movie together. So, using the same analogy, I'm gonna help you guys understand what a supporting cast is and their primary objective to actually help the team and the movie move forward. So, just like a football team, every movie needs a good supporting cast or a co-star. Things that really kind of tie the movie together to really draw the story out. And sometimes these people are like comic relief people, or sometimes these people are somebody that can be a villain, just somebody to kind of play as equal or kind of just right underneath our superstar or our headliner or our main character. Sorry, there it is. So those are the people that we're really looking for, and those are the people that I think that really, when it comes down to it, have to really carry the movie in their own way. They have their purpose throughout this whole entire process. So now we look at the football team and the part of the supporting cast or the co-star, and we're thinking basically wide receivers, guys that line up on the outside. We running backs and tight ends. These are all players that actually play a big part in helping the quarterback move forward, and actually in some cases can make some quarterbacks look better than what they really are. You think about some guys that are really elite and really good at what they do. DeAndre Hopkins come to mind right off the bat. This guy's played with multiple quarterbacks in one season alone, and every quarterback that came to the field knew that that was their go-to. Now, in some of these cases, DeAndre Hopkins became the superstar or the headliner, and the quarterbacks were more or less the co-star or the supporting cast, just to kind of give him the ability to shine as much as he possibly can. But in other cases, you think of like having a quarterback like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. These guys just need a supporting cast. They need guys to actually understand their role and go out there and execute their role to the best of their abilities. And that means, hitting your lines on key. That means being on cue with everything as far as like if we're talking about plays and things like that, coming onto the stage and things like that. So it's really important for the supporting cast to actually execute their job just as much as it is for our main character to execute their job. If our supporting cast can actually go out there and do what they're supposed to, 9 times out of 10, it makes the star's job that much easier, but then at the same time, it can make the star shine just as bright as anybody else on the field or on the stage or on the screen. So really, the supporting cast has a big important role too. So it just depends on how you really want to build your team, just like how you want to cast your movie. You want to cast your movie with the best superstar or the best star that you can find out there that really is going to help your movie bring that attention. But then when you go to cast your supporting cast or your wide receivers and your tight ends and your running backs, when you go to cast those guys, you want to make sure that these guys can help that superstar or that star shine that much brighter. And then sometimes you get cases like, let's say for instance, the Avengers, and how they kind of built their staff or built their cast over time. A lot of people didn't know who some of the Avengers were going into the movies, but over time they became superstars in their own right or co-stars in their own right. And so sometimes you have movies like that where teams or movies like that, but then you have teams that are just the same way, or some teams are the Avengers where they're just completely stacked almost at every position. There's no more, one superstar or one star, but everybody has their specific role, but everyone is like more or less a co-star at this point in time. You have for instance, with the Chiefs, you have Patrick Mahomes who's your star, and he has a little notch up because he's the quarterback. And that's why we kind of put the superstar tag on the quarterback a little bit more. And then you have your supporting cast and the guys like Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman, and then our running backs, Damian Williams. Now, some of those guys, like I said, each person has their specific role to help Patrick Mahomes, the superstar, look that much better and look that much brighter when it comes to shining on the field. So when you're casting your movie, make sure that you don't mess up and make sure that you're casting the best player and the best person for the role that they're specific meant for. And if you can do that, you can actually build a really good team. You can build a really good movie, and then sometimes you can break the box office. Sorry, I just can't think straight. So sometimes you can break the box office if you actually build your team or if you build your cast right. So let me know what you guys think about this analogy. and if it works for you guys, I really like doing these. And like, I've been thinking about this one all day, so I really wanted to get this one out. But yeah, if you build your team and you build your cast right, you have an opportunity to break the box office. You have the ability to, in some cases, like the Chiefs were last year, being the number one offense like that, or even the Rams, they were another team that had a really good supporting cast with a good star at quarterback. So it just depends on how you build your offense. And this is just my offense analogy. I got some defense coming too. Just let me know if these analogies work for you guys. And if you guys really enjoy these videos, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a footballologist yet, go and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you become a footballologist. And stay safe, football fans.